Peace and blessings, everybody. It's yours truly, Dan Adams, a.k.a. the Soulful Conservative, the DA and the prosecutor, coming to you live once again with another edition of the Dan Adams Show. It is January 29th, 2019, and I want to get the sad story out of the way first, okay? Let's just get the sad story out of the way. James Ingram, R&B star and 100 Ways singer, dead at 66. That's right. The R&B soulful, just giant in the hemisphere of music, James Ingram, probably more underrated than people would think. I know he had a lot of hits, won a few Grammys, and but I think he was not held up to the standard that he set in regards to being one of those R&B soulful singers that could knock you out of your seat, could actually sing better live than he does on a record. You know, that type of soulful singer, that type of entertainer, that type of artist. That's who James Ingram was. One of the rarest. Dead at 66. Way too young, especially for the life expectancy, of today's culture, today's, lifespan. And 66 is young. And I'm reading the story here. It doesn't really say exactly what he passed from. I guess we'll find out later. Maybe he was sick or something to that effect, but I don't know. But his first number one pop hit was 1982's Baby Come to Me, a duet with Patty Austin. He again topped the chart in 1990, with I Don't Have the Heart. Then he was very well known for the soundtrack work he did, notably with the duet with Linda Ronstadt on Somewhere Out There. That was for the 1986 animated film An American Tale. He reached number 2 on the pop charts and won the Grammy for the Song of the Year, with the award going to songwriters James Horner and Cynthia Weil. Ingram was nominated for 14 Grammy Awards from 1982 to 1996, winning Male Vocal Performance, R&B Performance for 100 Ways, and R&B Performance by a Duo or Group for his collaboration with Michael McDonald. Y'all be there. Oh, little y'all be there. You know that song. You know that hit. So, I'm not going to continue to read this. You know the hits all the way up until The Secret Garden on the Back on the Block album from Quincy Jones. So, rest in peace, James Ingram, one of the best R&B soulful I'm not about to say songstress. Wow, I can't even get the word out, y'all. And it seems as if when I started the show early, I had to end it because I was getting echo, and I found out what the reason was. I guess my brain hasn't fully come back. So let's end this right and give the tribute that needs to be given to James Ingram. Rest in peace to James Ingram, one of the underrated top performers of all time in the R&B and soulful hemisphere in the music industry. Gone at 66, way, way too young. All right, let's go ahead and get into the show in regards to some of this political stuff I want to talk about. And I want to start with some silliness that just came out, I guess during the drive home. And let's go ahead and let's play this video clip and let's see exactly what individual I am referring to and what I am talking about.
Fox has alerted Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer announcing moments ago that Georgia Democrat Stacy Abrams will deliver the party's response to President Trump's State of the Union address. You'll remember that Abrams made national headlines when she narrowly lost a bitter race to become the governor of Georgia last November. President Trump is set to deliver his speech next Tuesday, a week later than originally planned due to the fallout from the shutdown.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand how silly this sounds and how silly this is and how silly these individuals must think that we are. So they're going to put this particular woman from Georgia who lost the gubernatorial race, okay, did everything within her power to try and steal it. That's right. Try to steal it. And if you think I'm not speaking the truth, why don't you go ahead and give me a call, 412-301-3666. That's 412-301-3666. 3666, that number right there. And you tell me that if Stacey Abrams did not try to steal that election, which she, we all know she did. But this is how the Democrats roll. Let's throw a bone to one of the, I guess, up-and-comers who they thought was going to win. Come on. They thought she was going to win. And as I'm looking at myself, I'm thinking, I don't have all my lights on. I'm like all in the dark. So just bear with me for 1 second. How about we turn that light on? And wow, look at the cameras like, oh, snap. I got some more light. And let me, I don't need that turned up. That's cool. That's fine. So back to the topic at hand. Stacey Abrams. I just don't understand the Democrat Party. Never will. And that is the silly take for today. She is going to give the response to President Trump's State of the Union address next week. Oh, it's never dull with the Democrats, I can tell you that. But now I want to play a clip now, ladies and gentlemen, and it's something that happened over the weekend, and I want to talk about now. And I'm going to play the clip, and I know you heard about it. I'm just going to let the clip play, and then we'll discuss and converse about it after the clip is played. Wow.
Problem is in Wyoming and in South Dakota, they think they need a wall, and in Texas and in Arizona, they don't.
I know.
Yeah, right? Like it's...
And a lot of this we don't want to talk about, but the fact is, on the Republican side, a lot of people see the rise of an extraordinary, important new constituency in American politics, Hispanics, who will come here and all be Democrats. Also, I hear when I push people a little harder, I don't know whether I want brown grandbabies. I mean, that's also a part of it. It's the intermarriage that is going on and the cultures that are conflicting with each other. I also happen to believe that the Hispanics should work harder at assimilation. That's one of the things I've been saying for a long time. That they ought not to be just codified in their communities, but make sure that all of their kids are learning to speak English and that they feel comfortable in the communities. And that's going to take outreach on both sides, frankly.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Did Tom Brokaw say what he just said? You know what? I'm going to play that again because that was priceless, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely priceless.
Problem is in Wyoming and in South Dakota, they think they need a wall, and in Texas and in Arizona, they don't.
I know.
Yeah, right? Like it's...
And a lot of this we don't want to talk about, but the fact is, on the Republican side, a lot of people see the rise of an extraordinary, important new constituency in American politics, Hispanics, who will come here and all be Democrats. Also, I hear when I push people a little harder, I don't know whether I want brown grandbabies. I mean, that's also a part of it.
Did you just hear what I just heard? Did Tom Brokaw say that the right, the Republicans, and the GOP in this country don't want brown grandbabies? First of all, what does that even mean? Brown grandbabies. Kind of first thing, obviously, he may have had a stroke at that time when he was speaking on Meet the Press. Just saying. But the fact that he said and what came out of his mouth, he thinks that the Republicans don't want brown grandbabies. Now, I'm going to go to the Facebook Live page and just say what's up to everybody. And I'm just going to type wasabi because I am here and I see you. I see your stuff coming across. And whoa. And I'm going to leave that face up on the screen for just a few more minutes because that's what I think. Right before that, I think that's when he had a stroke or something to that effect. I'm not really sure. But wow, ladies and gentlemen, wow. Just think if a Republican said that. An actual Republican said something to that effect. Now, he came out and apologized for the comments, but he meant, stop apologizing. Unless you say something that you didn't really mean and you were caught up in the moment, okay, I can see you coming out and saying, hey, what in the world was I thinking? I was caught up in the moment. I said something I shouldn't have said. But no, you can see him sitting here. No one's pressuring him. No one's, you know, forcing him to say what he wanted to say, that came from the truth that he feels is the truth. Point blank. You can't get around that, ladies and gentlemen. You can't. So don't even try. So Tom Brokaw, I don't know if you had a stroke at that moment, but Lord have mercy. That was one of those things I was just like, whoa, dude. Whoa. Walking back stuff like that, I mean, whatever. But man, are you kidding me? Are you friggin' kidding me? Whoo. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play one more clip, and I do have to bring up the other lights on the other side of my basement so you can actually see me better. So, you know, this is a perfect time to play another clip. So what I'm going to do here is play this particular clip, okay? I think I'm going to play it in its entirety. It's 1 minute and 15 seconds. But this is Elizabeth Warren going after Schultz and billionaires, thinking that billionaires think the government works great the way it is. Just listen to this woman and realize she's one of the front runners on the Democrat ticket.
If Howard Schultz enters this presidential race, what does that mean for President Trump's likely reelection?
You know, I think you need a pundit for that one. Because I really don't know.
Schultz called liberal progressive ideas of free Medicare for all, et cetera, ridiculous. Can I get your response to that?
Actually, I think what he particularly seemed to object to was a wealth tax on billionaires. You know, look, this is the problem. Billionaires think that this government works just great the way it is, but it's not working for anybody else. How about instead of leaving all that money with the billionaires, we take just 2% of it and move it over? That's enough money to make a real investment in childcare for every kid across this country, to make a real investment in bringing down student loans for everyone across this country. How about instead of saying that they all get to walk away without paying those taxes, we say that what this government's about is saying everybody pays a fair share, and then we make the investments in building opportunities, not just for the children of billionaires, but for everyone's children.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's one of the top front runners on the Democrat ticket, on the Democrat side. Almost at a loss of words, ladies and gentlemen. Almost at a loss of words. And I wish I had the clip of... Oh, no, I do have it, ladies and gentlemen. I do have it. Now, this is a long clip. I'm not going to play 6 minutes and 46 seconds. But I'm going to play the first initial part of this clip so you can understand what we're dealing with in regards to these idiots on the left.
For people out there who like their insurance, they don't get to keep it?
Well, listen, the idea is that everyone gets access to medical care, and you don't have to go through the process of going through an insurance company, having them give you approval, going through the paperwork, all of the delay that may require. Who of us has not had that situation where you got to wait for approval and the doctor says, well, I don't know if your insurance company is going to cover this? Let's eliminate all of that. Let's move on.
Okay, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And look at the strained look on her face where I paused that on. That's actually perfect. That's absolutely perfect timing for me to stop that clip. Because look at the strained look on her face. This is the scowl. This is the demeanor of the left. They are so in the doldrums of dismay. And for this woman to come out and back this Medicare for all crap, and then just make this statement in regards to, let's just get rid of private health care altogether. Really? This is what you're running on, Kamala Harris? Seriously? I think you might have took too many of you know what from you know who. You know, get off the knee pads and then realize, lady, this is not going to work. These are, I guess, even if you want to call it, not even in the ballpark guesstimations in regards to how much it's going to cost per year if they somehow implement this Medicare for all. Almost $3.3 trillion a year to fund this obscene, asinine objective of Medicare for all. Contrast that with the proposed federal budget for 2019 is 4.6 for the entire federal budget. Do the math, ladies and gentlemen. Do the friggin' math. It's not hard to tell, like Nas. When you have individuals like Kamala Harris who have a platform like they do, and then they come out and make statements like this, taking away private health care, a.k.a. taking away our freedoms, taking away the free market. And there are so many, and I mean so many. Let me get this chick off the screen. Good grief. So many, and I mean so many, ladies and gentlemen, plans, objectives, individuals out there who have so many wonderful, bright, energetic, out-of-the-box ideas to combat the cost of health care, to make it innovative, to allow the free market to reign, to allow the free market to bring down the cost of health care. When you have all these regulations, when you have to run through all these hoops. Now, granted, Big Pharma, they have to come and meet us in the middle. There is no getting around that. They can't continue to operate like they've had for all these years. So they're going to have to meet us in the middle. I have no problem with a company profiting. But the thing is, Big Pharma, you've done things in a way that really hasn't been, should I say, above par. Should I say, has been ethical at times. Just look at the situation. Was it last year, I believe, when I forgot the name of the company with the EpiPen situation, and they wanted to charge out of the yin yang, out of the duper for one EpiPen, and they got major clapback and flack on that one. Those are kinds of things that need to end, stop, and not even come into existence. But there are many innovative ways that the free market and the healthcare industry can bloom and blossom and then allow the cost of healthcare to come down. Number one, get the federal government out of the way. Point blank. Just leave the healthcare industry alone. They can put initiatives in place that will blow your mind. There are individuals out there that can blow your mind with what they have on tap, for what they have in store, for what they want to implement. And it's just a shame that here in 2019, we're talking about this chick over here. This chick over here with this strained look on her face, ladies and gentlemen. She's talking about let's eliminate all of it. She wants to get rid of private health care insurance. Are you friggin' kidding me, lady? You must be out of your tree. Completely out of your tree. And for those who don't know what that statement means, go look it up. Because I don't have time to explain it. I got another quick clip I want to talk. And many people, it's in the news, but it's not being talked about really, except for today in regards to what Ambassador Bolton did. But let's just play this clip real quick. And let's get back and talk about this for just a couple of minutes. But this is what's going on, ladies and gentlemen, in the country of Venezuela. And this particular retired colonel is warning, ladies and gentlemen, listen to what he has to say, warning against U.S. involvement in Venezuela.
If we could ask you one question, too, on Venezuela. The administration has levied oil sanctions against the state-owned gas company. We've supported the opposition president. John Bolton came out with the notepad that says 5,000 troops to Colombia. That seemed like kind of an intentional symbol. What can we do there? What should we be doing there?
Well, the first question is, what should you do and why should you do it? You don't like Maduro, primarily because he seems to be flirting with Moscow. and the Russians. And the assumption is that we'll go through another Cuban Missile Crisis. But we forget certain things. First of all, Russia can't really do very much. Russia's economy is smaller than South Korea's. Remember, you've got 140 million Russians, you've got 49 million South Koreans, and South Korea's economy is dramatically larger, more robust, and stronger than Russia's. So what can Russia reasonably do there? Fly a couple of antiquated old bombers and land them on an island off the coast to offend us? We could shoot those down effortlessly anytime we need to. I think Venezuela is a tragic place. It's tragic for a whole range of reasons. We can't fix that tragedy quickly. It may be possible for this man Guaidó to take over. If so, that's fine. But don't assume that even if Guaidó gets in there, that he may not decide to turn back to the Chinese who were formerly investing in Venezuela. They decided to walk away because it was a bad investment. He may turn back to them and ask for money. Should that make any difference to us? I don't think so, because the Chinese don't insist on regime change. They don't subvert governments. They don't try to establish their version of the political structure in anybody else's country. They're just there to make money. So you may have a temporary impact if he takes over, but long term, Venezuela's a basket case. It's likely to remain so for some time. He needs a lot of aid and support to repair the oil and gas industry, to get that back on its feet. How does all of this happen quickly? I don't think it does. So I would scale back my assumptions. Remember, whenever we go into these countries in Latin America, we create enormous bad blood.
Right.
And we create refugee flows. You think the refugee flows coming up from Honduras and Nicaragua and Guatemala are bad, moving through Mexico? None of these are real nation states in the Western sense. All of these places are riddled with organized crime and criminality. It'll get worse if you go into Venezuela.
For those here in Pittsburgh and across the country dealing with this polar vortex, whatever the heck it's called, it's cold, it's going to be cold, it's going to get colder. So please be safe, number one. Number two, if there are individuals out there, especially the elderly, help them. Please do not shy away. Do not think someone else is going to do it. Help the elderly. Help those individuals who need help. You see somebody struggling, help. It's next man up. That's you. That's me. So until next time, God bless you and yours. May He keep you and your family safe. And until next time, God bless. Peace.